All right, guys, what I wanted to do today was just have a quick tip, something I've been thinking about lately, how to really master the books that you're reading, how to go from information to transformation. So many times when people say, well, I've read a lot of books, well, that's great. You know, maybe your goal is to read a book a week for 52 in the year, maybe a book a month, 12 in the year. That's great if you're just interested in topics or you're doing it for entertainment purposes only. But what I recommend is you think of a project or a case, something you really want to master, learn, something that could change your life. So for instance, what you would want to do is instead of just reading random books, you want to read them in a certain sequence. So for an example, I'm a doctor, I'm a radiologist by day, but in my free time I've been very interested in learning about business. Well, there's tons of business books I could read, and a lot of them may even be random, but if they're not connected, it would be like going to college where you read a chapter in math, a chapter in biology, a chapter in economics, a chapter in history, but nothing's correlated, nothing combines to really transform who you are as a person or what you could accomplish. So let's take business like I'd mentioned as an example. So what I did was I said, what are 3 books that I could put in sequence instead of reading randomly that could really help me actually become a business person and not just know about business. So let's look at these 3 books and see how they tie together. All right, so the first book would be $100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi. And the main point of this book comes from the subtitle, which is something to the paraphrase of how to make offers so good people feel stupid saying no. He has a really good equation in there. I think it's called the value equation or the value formula, where he shows you how to construct an offer that really is so good that people feel stupid saying no. So what this book will do is it'll tell you how to come up with something to sell, maybe a problem to solve, a product to sell, something where you can add value, because at the end of the day, that's what business is all about. It is an exchange of value. Now, that in and of itself is good, but what if nobody knows about your offer? You have to somehow generate leads, get traffic, and book number 2 is called .com Secrets by Russell Brunson. He tells you all about funnels and how to drive traffic, which is actually another book in his series, but it's good enough to where you can at least learn about funnels and how you get people to discover your product, do email marketing, and generate a path to where people can discover your content, but then eventually become a customer. Which leads now to book number 3, where if you have an offer, you're generating a funnel and an email sequence to where people are going along the ride to eventually buy. How do you persuade them? How do you market to them? How do you write in a way that is creative, that really drives them from interest to desire and then to action to actually purchase? And a book that can really help you do this is called Copywriting Secrets by Jim Edwards, or perhaps you may have seen Cashvertising by Drew Eric Whitman. These books will really help you write and even speak in a very persuasive way, leveraging human psychology, not in a manipulated way, but in an encouraging way and in a way that offers value, so that you're not just writing random content, you're writing in a framework, because everything about us as humans, we're designed. We have frameworks, we have constructs and mental models. That's why you don't want to just randomly put up ad copy or marketing. You want your landing pages to have very influential writing so that your customer knows what he's getting, how it makes their life better, and where to purchase. So that was just a quick thought of the day to next time you read, don't just read randomly, tie it together to a project. Because a lot of times people will say, well, I read a lot of books, but I don't remember anything. Well, that's because you didn't tie it to a project. So tie it to a project, but then read books in a sequence that leads you from that transformation. So once you read all of these books in sequence and others like them, who knows, you may be able to start a business of your own and transform your life. And a great story like this would be Jeff Bezos. So if you're interested in that, be sure to click right here on the 7 transforming lessons that I learned from Jeff Bezos.